tomorrow, more heads are gonna roll, you know what I mean? Okay.
This is Tommy Spinelli.
I got some important stuff in this bag. I like to keep it close by me.
He thought he'd faced some pretty tough situations.
I'm going to meet my girlfriend's parents.
Father doesn't like me, I know. I could understand that. I just may, and I don't like you either.
Until he faced this one.
I'm sorry, we'll need to use this compartment.
I have valuable family heirlooms in there.
He's valuable, too.
Look, pal, let's go where I'm with.
What, for God's sake, those are like human organs.
Trust me, pal. They don't feel it.
Now his luggage
No.
Tommy, you didn't lose nothing, did you?
is going on vacation.
Oh boy, I think this looks like where the hell are my hits?
Don't worry about it, all right? He'll have it before he starts thinking.
And he's going to need some help.
Now it's a pain. I'm an old friend of Charlie Pritchett's. I was wondering if you could help me find him.
To get it back.
Listen to me. You got my head and I want it back.
Or a lot of heads
You ain't there. Your buddy's there in history. You got it?
are gonna roll.
My money says you got the heads.
I lost one. You lost one?
This university has hundreds of frozen heads. Heads are us.
Looks good.
That's unbelievable.
All right, we got a keeper.
What do you got in there? Looks like he's out for a month.
Would you like an enchilada?
Cut the bullet.
Tell us what the hell's going on.
Joe Pesci,
Who are you?
In this particular instance, I'm just a bag man.
David Spade,
Chopping off heads just takes it out of you, huh?
and Christy Swanson.
Put a head case.
Is that supposed to be a joke? Where'd you go?
Get your hands up.
8 heads in a duffel bag.
Man can only take so much, kid.
Well, I am reviewing the black comedy 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag on this wonderful Monday. And I will do that right after this.
Oh, I'm sure pretty.
He's the epitome of evil. And he's on the prowl in the 3rd dimension. It's Wario. The diabolical one has gone 3D, where evil runs deep and danger comes out of nowhere in the most incredible adventure ever seen on Virtual Boy. It's Wario Land, a 3D game for a 3D world.
Wait till they get a load of me.
And this is Chip Cod Roach, and I hope you enjoyed that commercial. That was the Nintendo Bomb Virtual Boy. And yes, it did give you a headache. So afterwards, you probably had a nice relaxing time with some fantasy cards. So anyways, and like I said, I will be reviewing 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. But first, I did want to make a shout out to Kyle Lee, who is a newer subscriber. He does older commercials. And also Mammoth21, who subscribed a while ago. And yes, if you do need insurance in Southwest Florida, he will provide that with life insurance, solar panels, auto, and home insurance. So anyways, back to the review. 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. I had to review this. This came out in 1997. And this was directed and written by Todd Schulman. And he wrote Dead Poet Society. He wrote Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. He directed and wrote this, like I just said. And also, so starring in this is this introduced Andy Camo. He was only in a episode of Dharma and Greg after this, so he really doesn't have anything really on his list of movies that he really, or shows that he really did. Then we also have the very talented Diane Cannon. She was in Out to Sea. She was in Heaven Can't Wait. No. I think she was married to Cary Grant, and also I believe she was the first woman to be nominated behind the scenes and also on the scenes as an actress and like a behind the scenes camera person or something. I did just read that. And also, of course, we have the great Joe Pesci, who was in Home Alone 2. He was in JFK. You know who he is. You definitely know who Joe Pesci is. No. He was in Goodfellas, Casino, Lethal Weapon 2, 3, and 4. And he was terrific in all those movies. So we have Joe Pesci, and David Spade is in this as well. He plays Ernie. We all know him from Saturday Night Live, Tommy Boy, Black Sheep. He was in some Adam Sandler movies, Grown Ups. I can't remember if he was in Grown Ups 2. I hope not. He was in Benchwarmers. You didn't really want to see that one. And Will Smith was actually originally supposed to play Ernie in this movie, and I'm really glad he didn't go through with it. I bet Jada Pinkett Smith told him no, since she likes to control him. And also we have Todd Luiso, who is Ernie's friend and also Andy Camo's friend. He was in Phenom and also The Rock. Christy Swanson is in this. We know her from The Phantom, which nobody watched. And well, nobody actually watched it. Nobody watched my video, and yeah, nobody saw the movie in general. So yeah, nobody would have seen Christy Swanson in that. She was the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She was in the movie. She was in the program. Alright, that's enough of Christy Swanson then. and then George Hamilton's in this. He was Zorro. This is the title of it. He was in Zorro the Gay Blade. That was the title of the movie. I can't do anything about that. And he was also in The Godfather Part 3, which I'm sure he regrets doing. And he was in some older stuff as well. He is an older actor. I don't really know too much about him, other than I guess he was a model of some kind. So that's really the only introductions I have to do with the actual actors. So in this movie, this guy Spinelli, who is played by Joe Pesci, he works for the mob. They end up killing these 8 gangsters, and it is Joe Pesci's job to deliver the heads to Big Sep, who is the mob boss. So he takes his big duffel bag, gets it on an airplane. You'll find out how he sneaks it on. And then he ends up getting his baggage. He doesn't want to check the bag because he's worried about it getting lost. So he decides to put it on the airplane, and they measured it, and it was too big, so they put it in with the regular luggage. And his luggage gets mixed up at the airport, so he gets somebody else's luggage. So now somebody else has these heads, so he has to find them. So it's a little adventure that he has to go through to get to the person that has his heads. So of course the guy played Andy Camo. He sits next to Tommy Spinelli on the airplane. And of course, he gets his bag mixed up with him, and because they argued on the airplane, so of course that would happen. So he has to find him. So, and his name is Charlie Pritchett. So he has to go through all these avenues to find him. He has to go to his college, and that's where he meets Ernie, and that's played by David Spade. So he kind of tortures them a little bit to get the information out of them. So he has to go all the way to Mexico to find him. So there's a little adventure there. So I will show the first clip right off the bat. This is considered a black comedy, and what that means is it's based on serious events, but they make jokes about it. That's what black comedy means. My grandpa thought it meant something else. It does not mean that. So, and my grandpa, by the way, really did enjoy this movie. So I will show the first clip at the airport right after Alexa turns off the lights.
That explains that.
49, right now. Excuse me, sir, is this yours?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we'll need to use this compartment.
Would you mind using another one because I have valuable things?
Okay, sir, as you can plainly see, this is an emergency situation.
Yeah, well, maybe
These
you
are
can use
valuable,
somebody
too.
else's bin. I mean, this kid's not using all of his. Would you mind if they use some?
Excuse me, but screw you.
Hey, come on, be nice. Be a gentleman. We're trying to help over here. Hey, let me help. Look, pal, let's go win up. Wait. No, this is so okay, no, that's okay. Thanks.
Wait, don't kick it! For God's sake, those are life-giving organs!
Trust me, pal. They don't feel it.
Would you say, please? So we're gonna have to use your bin.
Look, excuse me. Look.
And actually, sir, I think your bag is over the size limit.
Well, no, because see, the guy outside measured this, and he said that it was okay.
Sir, it's clearly over the size limit and will have to go in cargo.
Well, listen, wait a minute. Hold on. Maybe we could just leave my bag.
Are you trying to bribe me, sir?
No, I'm trying to purchase a plate.
So this is Joe Pesci playing Tommy, and as you can see, her question was answered with the security thing. How does he get through? Well, that's how. He just put a gun in somebody's pocket. No big deal. So he's now flying. I hope it isn't Southwest, because then something will get lost, or their plane will get delayed. So of course he goes on the plane, and it looks like everything is running smooth. And yes, those pillows and blankets, for those who don't know, they did used to have those on airplanes. But they decided to get cheap like everything else, and they decided to cut back. So now, taking a plane now is more inconvenient now than it was back then. So this is the scene here. Somebody comes on with human organs. It's an emergency situation. They have to use his bin. So, yep, disaster for Tommy does happen. So it's already starting to unravel. So now when he does deliver these heads, this will pretty much be his retirement. I think he gets like 80 grand for delivering them. So there's a lot at stake for him. And then if he doesn't deliver them, what do you think happens? He gets chopped. So now we will find out what happens when he does go to the airport in San Diego. So I will show you that clip in just a second.
Charlie, Pritchett.
What are you talking about? Just these are my parents, Annette and Dick. Charlie, it's a real pleasure.
Dick, very nice to meet you. This is for you.
Oh, your graphics are beautiful. Thank you.
God, Dick, I left this on the plane. Why don't you call the airlines? We got a long ride.
So this is the shot at the airport here. So as you can see, they switch bags. So Charlie has Tommy's and Tommy gets Charlie's. So yes. So Charlie is bringing his on vacation with his, he thinks to possibly be his future in-laws. What a first impression this might make. So yes, this does make the movie very, very interesting. Now, the thing is, though, when Tommy finds out that his bag has been switched, let's just say he has a different kind of emotion going through his head here. He has quite a temper. And I'm going to show a couple of those outbursts, and I'm going to show you the first one when he has his first conversation with Ernie, which is played by David Spade. So I will show you that in just a second.
How's the pain?
Yeah, hello, who's this?
This is Gaddafi. Who's this?
Listen, this is Bill. I'm an old friend of Charlie Pritchett's. I was wondering if you could help me find him.
Yeah, he's gone on spring break with the rest of America. Try living in Mexico?
That's very funny. Look, this is really important. You think you can be a little more specific about it?
Hey, Bill, is it? Tell me if there's something to phone you.
Yeah. Shit.
So this is Tommy's first little temper tantrum on the phone. He does have a couple more. The chapters don't exactly, they're not as friendly as I hoped. So I'm hoping to find the last phone incident with Tommy because it's quite amusing. So, anyway, so this is his little temper that he throws at the airport. So that's the first phone that he breaks. So, now the question is, who will find the heads first? And I will show you that in just a second. Well, the possible future mother-in-law, Mrs. Bennett, finds the heads first. And I forgot to mention that she's going through a slight alcohol problem. She's supposed to be taking it easy with it. Well, she just found a head. So what does she do first? She breathes really heavy and she goes right to the booze. So this may cause a problem because when she is telling people that she found these heads, they may not believe her because she did say that the pills that she took did make her woozy. So then she had pills and then she decided to take them with alcohol. So obviously nobody's really going to believe her. So she does tend to go after Charlie a little bit, but then she passes out. So now we will see Tommy going to Charlie Pritchett's college to confront Ernie, who is played by David Spade. So we will see how this little incident goes. I will show you that in just a second.
Gaddafi. I'm going to play college.
Hey, Stevie, you got any notes from last night? I don't need them. Hey. No, I've got it. Señorita, your mother is
Being honest. That's not honest. That's not honest. Now look, this is not going to get any easier. It's only going to get harder. So, I don't know why you're protecting this kid, because I'm going to find him. Oh, here we go, here we go.
Oh, I swear to God, we don't know where he is. All I said was Mexico, and he's... Ah! Come on! We're not trying to protect him.
So this is what Tommy does to these poor guys here. This is Steve and Ernie. So Steve joined the picture just by guilty of association, I guess. So here he is whipping him with towels to try to get the information out of him. So now he saw Charlie's goofy picture up on the wall, so now he knows who he is dealing with. So who will find the heads next? That's a great question. So I will show you that in just a second.
Who asked that question? Who wants to know that?
I'm sure the audience would like to know that.
Travel has nothing to do with that. Mom, please, Mom. Stop! Stop! What's the matter? You okay?
Ants.
Ants? I don't see any ants. What's wrong with them? Mom, there are ants down here. Ants everywhere. Mom, please don't dredge that up. Because it's got nothing to do with her. No. What is it? What is it? I have a cramp in my leg. A cramp?
Ah!
Well, Pull yourself together. Stop screaming. I'm sorry. No, Mom, I'm not.
Lori? Lori? Are you okay?
Was she?
I'm not.
You have to come out.
No.
The bodies are in there.
I was kidding. You're kidding. It's really thick.
Calm down.
Oh, so this is what happens when Charlie finds out that he lost the heads. Apparently, he's a little bit more calm than his girlfriend Lori, who kind of screamed all over the place. And she did scream loud. I think the hotel employees would have came in for a second look, but they didn't. So, after this scene, some interesting stuff did happen that I did not show. One of the heads did get lost. I'm not going to tell you exactly how that happened, because so far I am enjoying this movie, just watching the clips of it, and so far I don't want to give anything away because I might be recommending this at the end of the video.
You might be.
I might be. I haven't decided yet.
Yes, you have.
I don't know if this movie's going to be good or if it's going to give me movie poisoning. I don't know if it's going to do that yet.
That's not even a thing.
I made it up. Hey, report of the week again, the food poisoning. If I see a bad movie, I call it movie poisoning. I came up with that term. Yeah, so you have to get your stomach pumped for food poisoning. For movie poisoning, you have to get your eyes and ears pumped. I came up with it, and I'm sticking to it. So
You're weird.
So I will show the next scene with Charlie giving the bad news that he lost a head. I will show you that in just a second.
Steve.
Oh, Charlie, thank God.
Listen to me, you asshole. You got my heads and I want them back. You understand? Never mind who this is. I want those heads.
Jesus Christ, you're the guy from the airplane.
Charlie, listen, we.
What,
Ow!
what does this look like? A reunion?
Ow!
Steve, what are you doing to Steve?
I'm killing him unless you shut up and listen to me. Where are you? Now listen to me. You meet me at the San Diego airport and bring all 8 heads with you.
San Diego airport. I'm on vacation with my girlfriend's Okay. San Diego.
You make sure you're there by 6 o'clock. If you ain't there, your buddy's here in history. You got it?
But what if I don't have all 8 heads?
What?
I lost one.
You lost one? You lost one? How the hell could you lose one?
A maid got it.
What do you mean a maid? How the hell did a maid? What do you mean? Which one did you lose?
I don't know.
Yes. Damn.
Charlie, listen, look, Scott.
Guys, not screwing around.
Psycho, all right, you gotta do what he says, all right?
Hey, you there? Yeah, listen to this. All right, bring the rest. And make sure you're there. Remember what I'm telling you now. You got it?
Got it. Before you hang up, though,
What?
if you hurt my feelings, don't forget them.
Hey, Charlie, what are you trying to do? You threatening me?
No, I'm not. Just telling you a fact. Don't lose my book either. My only copy.
Charlie.
Well, so this is what happens when Tommy is so nice when he finds out that a head is lost. I found this part really funny, how he is just smashing the pictures. Then he actually takes one off the wall. I'm guessing he took the one with Charlie's picture on it and was smashing it up against the newel post. So I found this part really, really funny, especially what he does to Ernie and Steve. So I know this movie is weird for some. Not going to name names, but for some people this could be very, very enjoyable. So, but let's find out what happens when Mr. Bennett finds the heads. We'll find out what happens with that, because I don't know if you can tell from that clip, but they have to go back to San Diego. So he's already going to be in a bad mood. So let's ruin it some more. And I will show you that clip in just a second.
Sobrino, sobrino. Mira, ¿qué es eso? Mira cómo está aquí, José.
Excuse me, could you hand me my bag, please?
Un momento, señor.
I don't have un momento. I have un plano to catcho. Got it?
¿Pistola?
Excuse me. It's right there. I can see it. I'll just reach in and get it myself, okay?
Señor, no. No, señor. ¡Oh!
It's in Dad's carry-on.
Oh no. Oh my God.
I'll take him and I'll take him.
You're gonna wrap him up.
What do you mean, take? Huh?
No. For a future doctor, you're a pretty stupid kid.
That's good. Okay, so this is what happens to Dick. He ends up, that's his name! So, they forgot, apparently, that they had two heads in his carry-on. So, what do you think happens when they took it through security? Obviously the head showed up, he tried to reach in, and then you see his skeletal hand reach in there and grab it. I thought that was kind of funny. You can tell I'm laughing talking about it. So now her dad, Dick Bennett, is now arrested by Mexican police. So that's not a good thing. So now what Ernie and Steve are doing is they are looking for a head that Charlie lost, and apparently their college has the big cryonics facility in the country, which is pretty much frozen bodies and frozen heads. So that's how they're looking for the look-alike that Charlie apparently lost, but he actually did get it back, wrapped up in paper by the blind maid when that was doing the laundry. So he did get it back either way. But as this movie goes on, he does tend to lose more heads. In several other ways. A coyote gets one. Another one, some gangsters pull them over and they grab a couple as well. So he does tend to lose a couple more heads along the way. So it does become this big production job. So I will show a scene here with Big Sep. The mob guys are getting a little impatient. So I will show you that next. Alexa.
Where the hell are my heads?
Just talked to Tommy a while ago. He'll be there tomorrow.
First it was 2 weeks ago. Then 3 days ago.
I gave him to Tommy. It's Tommy's deal now.
Don't you talk to me about Tommy. I trust Tommy. This is your job.
That's good.
Except what do we
I do.
Oh, good.
So this is Big Sep losing his patience with his two buddies. Now those two guys. No, I'm sorry. Well, they show the one guy there. So Big Sep's guys, the two that they do show in this clip are the ones that actually killed the gangsters, not Tommy. So Tommy's deal is just to deliver the heads. That's his job. So Big Sep is getting impatient, so he wants to pretty much kill the guys that actually killed the gangsters because he thinks he's being double-crossed. So I will show one more clip, and this is where Charlie decides to work with Tommy, now that Tommy did find his way to Mexico, or I'm sorry, San Diego. So they did end up meeting up. So they are now going to try to work together. So we will see how that goes. That, as soon as the...
Why? Because you're too stupid. And besides, I'm not going to take the chance of going across that border.
Well, if you know it all, then how come you're in this mess to begin with?
Because of bad luck. It's not my fault that the van was too big to go and carry on.
There was a gift shop right next to the gate.
Did you ever think of taking 2 bags? So I'll repeat the question. What if there were a way we could help each other out? What way?
I'm not into mass murder if I'm not getting paid for it. But I'm warning you, anybody gets in my way is dead.
Thank you again for getting rid of Fern.
Mom, the going rate is 5,000. You could owe me later.
So now what do? Drive to the border?
Hell no. You gotta get those heads back and save your dad. Hey! Come back here! I'll kick your ass!
Well, this is the final clip I am going to show. So they are going to work together. I'm not going to tell you what the plan is. Oh yeah, I did make a mistake. They are still in Mexico because the dad got caught. So, my mistake. So, anyways, they are planning on getting the 2 Italian gangsters. I'm sorry, I got some stuff. You may have gotten confused. Charlie was confronted by Mexican... I don't know if they were really gangsters. They were robbers. They actually robbed his Jeep a couple times, more than once, and they accidentally did go off with the heads. So that is what I meant by gangsters. They were the Mexican gangsters in Mexico. So these are the 2 guys that Tommy knows, the Italian mobsters. I'll call them. They are in Mexico trying to kill Tommy. So they have a plan to get the head safely across the border and into Big Sep's hands, and then Tommy can now happily retire. But I am not going to give the ending away because I never do. This will be a movie that I do recommend seeing.
We already knew that.
We did not know that. I did not get movie poisoning, thank God, because it's very painful. So, but now my recommendation doesn't mean anything because I do have to show the Bald Clown and Captain Fatty Pants. So I will show you them, and then I will give my grade after they give theirs.
Each other, but they're destined to spend a whole lot of time together because the only difference between their 2 black duffel bags is that one of them contains the heads of 8 dead gangsters. That was Joe Pesci there as a gangster delivery man, and Andy Como as a college student on his way to a Mexican vacation with his fiancée and her family. And 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag is a screwball comedy about what happens when Pesci goes looking for his heads. Christy Swanson is the girlfriend, George Hamilton is her father, and Diane Cannon is her mother, who has just actually seen one of the heads in the duffel bag.
She's just a...
Swanson inevitably finds out about the heads herself and naturally finds them very hard to understand.
Lori.
I'm not coming out.
Lori?
I'm not.
You have to come out.
No.
The bodies are in there.
Joe Pesci has most of the movie's best moments, including this one when Hamilton's mother gets on his nerves one time too often.
They can only take so much, kid.
The scenes with Pesci in them are so much funnier and more energetic than the rest of the movie that I found myself laughing and then not laughing and then laughing again when he turned up again and then not laughing when he went away. When he's on screen, there's a manic intensity, but too much of the rest of the time, the setups in 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag don't ever quite pay off as well as they should.
So you're not recommending the film?
No,
I didn't like it either. I think of Lethal Weapon 2 with Joe Pesci. Here he is working against nothing. He is all alone. It is dumb comedy. Nothing is done. They've got a title, they've got a gimmick, and they got an actor who can, be intense and play his mob thing, and that's all they've got going. But this isn't a screenplay that's been fully written out.
Well, I'll give you an example of one thing that's kind of strange. We saw the scene there where he gets his revenge on George Hamilton's mother. that actress doesn't do a good job. She's not obnoxious enough to make that really pay off. The audience doesn't really hate her. And she's supposed to be an obnoxious smoker, and it's obvious she's not a smoker. She doesn't even know how to hold a cigarette.
Right.
So that in little details like that, the comedy has to have those details right in order for the punchline to be
And
funny.
Andy Como, his co-star, gives nothing off on the screen. You would expect the casting to be more exciting there. There are a lot of young, talented actors around. I don't know how they ended up with him.
Oh, can you yell about these two clowns?
No.
Aww.
I already did.
Well, obviously, they don't recommend it, so that gives you another reason to watch it. Because I didn't think what they said made any sense. I know I didn't get too much into the Dick's mother Dick's mother, because she was obnoxious enough, but again, I didn't want to give too much away, and she didn't have a huge role in this. I thought she was obnoxious, but she was funny at the same time, if that makes sense. I didn't think her holding a cigarette a certain way was really that important. I still thought she was funny. So, now I do, on the other hand, I do agree with them with the co-star part with Andy Como. I didn't really find him really that funny. I thought he was kind of dull. But other than
Which one's that?
The co-star, Charlie. The guy with the Corey Matthews-like hair. He was just okay. I wish they would have got somebody else. I did agree with them on that, but everybody else I thought was casted fine. I thought I did disagree with them also with Joe Pesci being the only funny part in the movie. His parts were funny, but I found Diane Cannon funny. I found George Hamilton funny, and I also like Christy Swanson's part. So then I also liked the hotel people as well with Paco. I thought he was funny as well. So, I, on the other hand, will give this movie just a flat B. I liked it a lot. It isn't very expensive to buy. You could easily pick this up at a flea market or a garage sale, probably, and pay $1 for it. If you do find it in a store, if your Walmarts do have bargain bins, I doubt they do anymore, but you could possibly find it in there for probably for $3 or $5. It isn't expensive. You can probably also find it on eBay real cheap as well. I don't know if any streaming services have it. Okay, so yes, this is a movie that I do recommend watching. As a family movie, definitely not. This is rated R. It's mostly for language. There is mostly just a lot of bad language in it. There isn't any nudity or anything like that. But yeah, this is a movie that I did find very, very enjoyable. And like I said, my dad liked it, but my grandpa absolutely loved it. He was roaring the whole time. So, yes, this is a movie to check out. And this did come out in 1997. So, I know I've been over the 97 list several times. And I believe Titanic was the big movie that year. So comment if you want. He's still going after the crate. And Skip is trying to give his opinion, and it's just not working. So, comment if you want, subscribe, and thank you for watching.